Good morning and welcome to YAP. Today is a very special day. We got the man, the myth, the legend to my right, Mr. Connor Ritchie.
How you going?
How are you going?
Good, man. Just make sure this mic is picking up the voice.
No, you're good.
Going pretty good. Excited to make the debut on the podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was a long time coming.
Not too long.
Nah, because Stan was trying to get you to be like a regular kind of host kind of thing.
True. Yeah. King.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, because also
We'll
like
see how we
girls-
go. This is the audition, though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. So make it good. No. You are actually our most recent hire.
Mm.
How long has it been? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
I think this is my 4th week.
Damn.
It's gone hella quick.
Yeah, time flies.
This is a crazy place to work. I mean, present situation, a good example of that. But this place really takes content seriously. I mean, I remember when I come in first day, seeing all the kind of like phone mounts all around the office. You go to all the meeting rooms and everything's set up with like lights, ready to go. It's
Full-time TikTok.
it's like built into the bones of this place.
Yeah.
But it's been really exciting. Learning heaps of everyone. And we're doing some pretty cool work as well, which is pretty exciting. Yeah.
How have you found it like the last 4 weeks? Is there anything that you saw that you didn't expect? Anything crazy? Anything that's like, oh, this doesn't happen in a regular office? Sort of thing?
Well, I guess two things. The first is like, two things to that question more so than two things that I didn't expect. The first is that I knew this place wasn't going to be normal. I've known Stan for a wee while and like come in last year and had like WeChat with Stan about partnering on some campaigns and stuff. So I kind of had some familiarity, and I know Danya as well.
Yeah.
Pre this place, so I kind of had a feel for how it was going to be.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, and also because Stan is probably the most transparent man on planet Earth.
Yes.
As well as Nate. Coming and had my interview with those guys. We had a really cool chat about what it would be and what it wouldn't be. And weirdly enough, off the back of that chat, it's been pretty close to what I expected, which is really weird, but also really cool because I had high expectations and I knew there would be challenges and problems, but like that's with any gig, right? You just inherit a new set of problems, and
For sure.
I love this place's problems. They're good problems to have.
Yeah, that's cool, man. The hell?
Yeah.
And actually, just one more thing. For those that don't know, can you tell the people what you actually do here at Taz?
Yeah, so I'm the strategy director here. So working really closely with Nate, head of strategy. Essentially what our job is. Yeah. We've got all you guys running around making content, planning content, doing both internal, external stuff, and making sure we're listening to our clients' audiences, of course. Yeah. Nate and I's job is to make sure that all of that wholesome energy is being directed in the right direction, essentially to achieve the client's results. So laying in a framework to make sure that all of that content is ultimately going to help our clients' businesses or their personal brands really sing. And all the things that go into that, like understanding the audience. The challenge, I think, especially for me, because I come from more of a paid and media background, and it's very structured and frameworky. It's less creative, which is Nate's more background. Is not killing the creativity in the process, right? You want to let the team go crazy. So it's a dichotomy of sorts, but it's a good challenge.
Yeah. So you like it so far here?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been really cool.
So here's to another 4 weeks with Connor Ritchie.
Yeah, 4 weeks, and then it was the notice period, and then I'll be out. I mean, they're having the big grown up chats at the moment about business direction. So hopefully, that was a mistake. We'll squash.
We're not fucking leaving.
Yeah, just chained to the chair.
I think mine is about to end the 90-day thing.
We're have to celebrate.
Yeah, we need to
responsibly.
Yeah. Is there anything that, before we get into this, is there anything that you want to get off your chest? Any rants? Any ideas? You don't have to have anything. I don't have anything. Actually, I kind of do. You
just go on your cyclist rant every time.
Yeah. I still hate cyclers, man. I don't know. You probably don't know this, but I got into a little bit of an argument with one of them. So I was trying to parallel park, and it was one of those roads that had like a cycler's lane, and I'm trying to parallel park. I didn't see obviously the biker or the cycler behind me, and so I just like kind of thing. And then the second, like this bicycle, what do you call a cycler? What's a person that rides?
Cyclist.
Cyclist, yeah. I've been saying cycler for the longest. They like went past me and they kind of not got off, but like they mounted their bike and they looked back and they were like screaming, shouting, and my windows are up and everything. I opened the door and suddenly they fucking dash. So fuck you. I'm gonna find you.
Damn.
Fuck you.
I actually had some road rage on the way here.
Yeah?
Like, people need to let people in traffic.
It's so bad.
Like,
so bad.
I have had the same car for a long time, and I'm looking for an upgrade. But I'm also in the vein of like, do I need an upgrade?
Yeah.
I was in the wrong lane, needed to get in a different lane,
Yeah.
and like I'm not like causing any harm to this person, but I indicate left. I know there's a gap. I'm gonna take the gap, and this guy sped up.
Yeah.
And like I think I have an enlarged sense of justice. Like when someone speeds up, I'm like, nah, fuck you. Like I actually don't care about my car.
Yeah.
Because I've had it for that long. Like,
yeah.
Definitely like care about my car less. You know, your car's worse than the other person's car, and you're like,
Fuck
well, you sped up. I'm just gonna start going. We
Yeah.
can play this little game of chicken. I don't know if it's very responsible. Kids don't try this at home. But
So you sped up?
people are dicks. Oh no, he sped up.
Oh, okay.
I just started moving. I was like, I was like, I see you. Like, you don't know if I see you, but I see
Yeah.
you. I know what you just did. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna inch over, and obviously he slowed down. He got on the horn. I
Yeah.
not really proud of this one, but I gave him the
Yeah, no, fair.
little finger out the back window and carried
People
on my
do that
way.
a lot, you know.
I had to
like
get
the
here. I had to get to the
Yeah,
podcast, man.
see. Well, it was worth it, right?
I had to get in the right lane.
He only had to hit 3 cars and 6 pedestrians, but it's worth it.
Yeah, there was a little cyclist that was unbelievable.
Yeah. One more thing. I went to the gym yesterday,
Mhm.
and I woke up sick this morning, so that sucks. That sucks so much. I got
Have a cold
a
shower, you'll be fine.
yeah. I had a what's it called? A meal plan written to me, like by the meal, and I should do this every day up until. So I'm doing a 90-day fitness journey thing.
Yeah.
And day 90 is my birthday, and we're like almost halfway, and I don't look that drastically different. So one of the trainers at Flex, Jack, he's a super like hyper guy, makes music on the side, and he's like, no, fuck that. He goes into the office, he comes out in 20 minutes, he writes me on this like printed email thing on the back of it, like a detailed like diet plan and everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, fuck, you got it. I did the shopping on the weekend and I showed it to him yesterday, and he was like the happiest man on earth. Like, he was so proud. He was like, started hugging me and stuff. I never had a hug from him.
Were
in,
you eating
40-something
all
days.
eggs?
No, it was like
The
minced and
Abu
like
diet?
yeah, kind of like because I can't eat eggs, so it's like
Oh, true.
minced. It was minced beef. It was a whole bunch of frozen veggies. I got protein powder for the first time ever. Haven't tasted it yet, but
It's good.
I don't know. I hope it's good. It's chocolate milkshake flavor.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just don't get like, I don't know, other people that have had a lot more protein than I have might disagree, but I've taken protein on and off for a while now.
Yeah.
I think it's the sort of thing you don't really want to cheap out on.
Yeah.
People will have like strong views on this stuff though.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, I like my gold standard.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I'm like, oh, this one's on sale, you try it,
Yeah.
and you're just like have 3 months of just suffering.
Yeah,
Like, doesn't mix, tastes
Yeah.
like. Also
Yeah.
what pre-workout flavors all are like non-alcoholic
Yeah.
cocktails. It's like, I don't want,
It's like mojitos.
yeah, literally. Like, I don't want like this is 6 a.m. Like, I'm trying to wake up. I don't want like
get
strawberry
heart palpitations.
strawberry daiquiri flavored pre.
Yeah.
Like, give me some
No.
OJ flavored pre,
Yeah.
so I can start my day right.
Yeah. And yeah, he was just so proud of me. And bro,
That's cool.
thank God about time, because over the last like week or so, I've been like super honest about how I've been not doing so well with my food.
Mm,
And he's been fucking embarrassing me in the middle of the gym. Like,
true.
so I'd be with Connor and Lee, the
Yeah.
two guys that we work with, and we would go to the gym, and like they'd do like we'd all be doing the same workout, right? So like
Yeah.
like when he's working out, I'm resting. When I'm working out, he's resting. But the second Connor's done with his workout, I do my workout, and then when that's done, he makes me superset another thing up until Connor finishes.
Yeah.
He's like, no, fucking start now. And then he only starts counting after I count 12. So I'd be like dying at my 12th hour, like shaking everything the whole night.
Yeah.
Look, now we start 1, 2,
Damn.
and yeah. So I might just not show up to the gym anymore ever again.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right approach for a beginner because you're just going to end up with terrible DOMs.
Military type beat.
And yeah, I don't know. Go full David Goggins on it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. All right. Shall we get into that?
Let's get into it, man.
All right. Your attention, please. Newsletter still going strong. Subscribe to it now. Thank you very much.
Even in my old agency, I was reading that shit every day.
Actually,
yeah. When I got in here and I was helping plan some of the like campaigns around it, I was looking at like the subscribers, and I found both my personal and my work email from the old agency was in like the highly engaged segment. I'm like, yeah, that's I'm doubling down.
Sounds about right. Damn, that's good. That's cool. All right, should we cover Biden first? Get him out the way.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. Hot topic.
President Biden has dropped out of the presidential election. He has. I mean, the title of the news article is Joe Biden proves there's more to brand image than good PR, and obviously, I don't know. I'm not that big into politics. I'm assuming you're not the same too. Maybe
not super engaged. Yeah. There's just so much noise. About the whole thing. It's kind of hard to avoid right now.
Yeah, but I think the interesting fact about Biden is that there's a stat in the article that said. Only 25% of people think Biden is mentally sharp, as opposed to it was 50% the last time he won the presidential election. So it just shows like how much like a decline in faith in him.
Yeah, bro's old. Like I'm kind of as weird. Like I don't know. This isn't a weird take actually. This is probably a pretty common take, but it's like I'm glad he's getting like some rest.
Yeah,
like he needs to chill.
Yeah.
I saw a stat like Trump is now the oldest.
Yeah.
I think it was like the oldest person ever on the ballot now.
Because he's only 3 years younger than Biden.
Yeah.
But they just look so different.
The interesting one will be if Trump and assume Kamala will get through, actually go and debate because it's now not like two old men yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Like she'll probably it'll be interesting to watch. It'll make for good watching.
Yeah.
Or actually no, probably terrible watching, but interesting anyway.
I feel like it'll be good. I feel like Trump would dominate the whole debate. I feel like it would be very reminiscent of the 2016 election when it was Hillary.
Yeah, but he's not sharp either. Like he's like you said, he's 3 years younger. Yeah. Like the last debate, neither of them were making any sense.
Yeah,
but everyone was just like jumping on Joe Biden because it's funnier.
But also, I think Biden has had a lot of like public missteps, quote unquote, like actual missteps, like.
Yeah, that's why the point the girls made in the newsletter was really interesting as well about PR because they wouldn't even really necessarily be calling it PR. Like I'm sure Joe has a press team planning stories, but anything he does is PR. Like one of the most viral moments of his presidency or even like before the presidency was like him tripping over the stairs, getting onto the plane. Like that's not PR. That's just like your entire life is under the microscope.
Yeah.
And I guess the point they're making is if you're not out there actively creating a brand, that's the stuff that's gonna fill the vacuum. Yeah. And that's all people know.
Yeah.
If they're saying he only made like X public appearances.
Yeah, it's the least since the Reagan.
And that just creates a vacuum. All you can talk about is his fumbles. Yeah. Obviously, they did that because they were scared of more fumbles. Yeah. But
if anything, like
you can't win that way.
Yeah, because if anything, like if you were to come back and like address it, maybe not every time, but address it like every now and then, like people would see some charm about it, kind of thing. Like, oh, he's self-aware. He gets like he's kind of an oldish guy that like, oh yeah, sorry, I tremble sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. I think ever since the assassination attempt at Trump, there's just an insane momentum on the other side, and now I think I don't know. There's like I don't know. I feel like there's no force stopping it. I think
well, everything's attention, right? Yeah. Like people, when you're engaged in a political campaign, you're seeing everything going out, right?
Yeah.
But the average person is just going about their lives. Now I don't know how different it is in the States, but if you think about it here, like people aren't that politically engaged. In the States, they get a lot more wound up, but the average person isn't watching it 24/7.
Yeah.
So when something like that happens, that's just like the best ad ever.
Yeah, for sure.
The photo, like the reason why like people like Twitter commentators and stuff commentating on that photo of him with his fist in the air, like, oh well, he's won now, is because like now everyone's gonna see that. It's interesting.
It's like the ultimate sign of patriotism, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like regardless of what you think about Trump, like when he stood up and did that, everyone was like, that guy's a badass.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was pretty ballsy. It was also really dumb. Like there could have been another shooter.
Yeah.
Like they don't know what the situation was.
I saw like a 3D
Imagine if he
scan.
got like domed like when he did that. It's like holy crap.
I saw like a 3D scan of like how the shooter, where he was,
the post analysis.
His face. Bro, it's actually so crazy that like it only hit his ear, because I think the guy shot like 3 times, and if Trump hadn't moved his face that way when he was speaking, that shit would have went through his head.
It was different, completely different story we're telling.
Yeah,
I don't even know what happens then.
Yes,
I just it's
be modern day JFK.
It's kind of scary what's happening over there. Like democracy is kind of suffering.
It's ramping up. Yeah, it's scary. I think that just one last thing about Biden is that I don't know where I read it. I think I saw it somewhere on Instagram. It was like, what job would you trust Joe Biden to do? I can't name a single one. Yeah. Like, would you trust him to do your food? I don't know. Like any other job. Like, think about like he's doing like the most highly publicized
like a Walmart greeter.
Yeah. I don't, if that, maybe he'd probably just like fall asleep, doze off. Yeah. He'd probably call me the wrong name. Yeah. Call me by the Russian president's name.
Give Joe a break, hey. Like, he can now sit at home and just watch the whole thing blow over. Like, I'm sure he won't be sitting at home. To be fair, he'll be trying to support, but they'll probably lock him up so that he doesn't
go retire,
cause any more issues.
Go sleep, man. Sleepy Joe. That was Biden. Best of luck to everybody from both sides, I guess. Have fun. I'm not gonna pay attention. Should we move on to the next article real quick?
Yeah, sure. This is a meaty one, this one.
Yeah, this one I actually read on the way here, and I was like, damn, that's a lot. 6 top marketing trends for the second half of 2024. I said let's break them down one by one real quick. Let's shoot them at the way. The first one was there's no tolerance for friction. So
this is a good one.
I feel like you pointed this one out, especially yesterday.
Yeah.
Why does this like speak to you? Or why does this resonate with you a lot?
Yeah. So this is a good point. I've spent so much of my kind of career thinking about like customer experience, whether that's from a digital perspective. Yep. So like I was building websites at uni to get by and stuff. There's obviously a lot of ways you can reduce friction through that customer experience, and you can just post-analyze that to death in order to increase, obviously, your end goal, which whether that's sales or whatever you're trying to do. But I also think there's a really good counterpoint here, just that like you don't want to completely eliminate friction. Like if you're thinking about maximizing your results, sure, you want to make like the checkout process one click, whatever as seamless as possible. But I think once you get to that point where like, sure, like 99% of people are trying to reduce the friction, but you get to that point where thinking about the customer experience, there's a lot of ways where adding friction actually improves things. So, I mean, an easy example of that is like asking for a donation at checkout. It adds friction to the process, but makes the customer feel a certain way about your brand. And I think it's not as clear cut as just like removing all friction.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want people to experience your brand, your checkout process is one of the key touch points, or whether it's any way that interact with your business is one of the touch points. But I guess it also can depend on how you see friction. An interesting point as well is soon people are just going to be ordering shit on their smart speakers. Yeah. So at that point, like friction's even less. It's not even one click; it's 0 click. It's like, hey, okay, Google, like, order me some pizzas. Yeah. I think Gary Vee. I was just listening to his book yesterday, and his one of the examples, like at the end of the book, shout out Gary Vee. It's a great book. He was talking about just like, oh, Sally's gluten-free, Joe's vegetarian, and the others all love meat and won't eat any of that stuff. So order 6 pizzas and leave them at the door. At that point, it's all about your brand, like power to the point that you're asking for, no, I want Pizza Hut. Yeah. Because I saw their great TikTok yesterday. Shout out to Lee, to Danya and the team. It's an interesting one. So yeah, I mean, the friction's completely going away, and that wherever you can add a bit more friction or touch points in other ways is going to become really important as well.
I think it's interesting. Salesforce had a poll and they said 80% of consumers report abandoning retails after 3 bad experiences. So let's say like 1 where like it's a loading checkout. That's 1, maybe 2. I can't name another example, but like it's interesting that it's like it's really 3 strikes and you're out kind of thing. Yeah.
If something's hard nowadays, like our attention spans are so short, like we're so cracked up on dopamine, like
so cooked.
You just give up so easy.
So cooked.
Speaking from personal experience.
The next one is we're now living in the age of paranoia. So obviously, people are paranoid of how their data is being, I guess, used and tracked and et cetera, et cetera. This also comes into like, I guess it's a funny coincidence now with the fall of cookies, third-party cookies now. So I think the lesson is for companies to really overshare what they're doing with the customers' data.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know why I keep seeing it on a lot of like artists. Like I know Travis Scott's website for some reason has it. I think it's a lot of other people as well, but they have it where so it goes, "Do not sell my personal information" at the end, and you click it, and it's like a whole privacy policy thing about
it's a bit of added friction, right?
Yeah.
To make you feel a certain way, like they respect your data.
Yeah.
To go back to
that's a good tie-in.
Yeah,
a good tie-in.
Tie that in.
Good tie-in.
It's a really good point, right?
You gotta overshare so that people trust you.
Yeah, I mean, Apple's based their entire, not their entire marketing strategy, but a big part of their marketing strategy in the last maybe 5, I don't even know if it's 10 years, on the whole privacy thing. So they're seeing some stuff in their own research that's saying this is going to be the big thing.
Yeah.
And obviously their devices are where we do all of our sharing most of the time. So, I mean, if Apple are doing it, then obviously there's something there.
Yeah.
Because they spend a lot of money on this stuff. They wouldn't be doing it haphazardly.
Yeah.
Personally, weirdly enough, for a marketer, I don't really have as many privacy concerns as you would probably think. Probably because I also like personalization.
Yeah.
Which I think is also one of the later points in the newsletter as well.
Yeah. It's the next one, actually.
Sneak peek.
Yeah. Good segue.
We should segue. Do they segue?
Yeah, it is the next one. I think. Yeah, it is. Personalization is extending to brands. You
can't do that without, cookies have been a great way to do it. Rest in peace, cookies. We had a good run.
Yeah.
You need that first party data.
Yeah.
Which means you need permission, which means you need to be really clear about we're not going to sell it to Temu.
I think that's also like, I think the funny thing is that I feel like people from like the younger generation nowadays, almost, it's funnily enough, they don't really care about like their data being out there. Like I've seen this silly like brain rot explanation or like brain rot argument of being like, oh, okay, well, I do want ads that are catered to me sort of thing, rather than just like a random untargeted ad kind of thing. But it gets dangerous when it can quickly and slowly turn into like propaganda to like other stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's weird. I think everything's becoming an algorithm in that sense.
Yeah.
Netflix, for example, is like a example that we've all spent too much time on. Like the user experience on Netflix is good.
Insane.
And you get these like meta discussions and memes about like, oh, my girlfriend ruined my algorithm. Like that sort of thing as well. So like people care about and curate, like the understanding of these things is to the level where like people care about and curate these things. You scroll on Instagram, everyone's talking about like their algorithms and stuff. So I'll be interested to see how an understanding of the sophistication of these things
for sure
increases and how the discourse changes around.
It'll be interesting to watch. We have run out of time, so that was just 3 of the best marketing tips to use in the second half of 2024.
And we've been
if you want to tune into the next, we have gone for too long. If you want to see the next 3, just head over to the newsletter. Your attention, please. Just Google it. It's the first link. We're up there right now. SEO going crazy.
Get in there.
Subscribe to Your Attention, please. Consume, subscribe, watch, like the YAP podcast, whatever you consume your podcast, YouTube, Spotify. You can now comment on Spotify, so tell us what you think on Spotify.
Actually did not know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They just rolled it out like last week.
That's crazy.
There's actually an article.
Leave a comment.
Yeah. Leave a comment on Spotify. Connor Ritchie, any final words?
Thanks for having me.
thank you for being on here. Let's do this again sometime.
100%.
Thank you so much. See you guys. Have a good one.
Cheers, guys.